fellow brawlers, I'm KairosTime, the real Kairos. And it is time to share everything that we know that's coming in the next update. Starting off with the newest brawler, Ash. Ash is a cleaner at Star Park and he grumpily cleans everybody else's trash. Now Star Park is very obviously a dangerous place, so he decided to use a trash can as his own personal protection. He belongs to the new Castle Courtyard part of Star Park and is the start of a new fantasy trio of brawlers. He's a chromatic brawler and will be available in the Once Upon a Brawl Season 8 of the Brawl Pass. Now Ash is actually a very tanky brawler. With 7,280 HP at max level, he has the 4th highest HP in the game, which is actually kind of between Daryl's or Rosa's health. Now to offset his high HP, his attack range is fairly short at around 5 tiles long. For reference, that's just as long as Bull's attack. However, Bull doesn't do a lot of damage at 5 tiles, and Ash's attack does the same amount of damage whether he's close or far away, kind of like how Nita's attack works out. Plus, it can deal damage to more than one enemy at a time. Now, by far the most interesting mechanic with Ash is his rage mechanic. He has an additional bar below his ammo bar that signifies how much rage he has. His rage bar goes up whenever Ash takes damage from enemies or whenever he deals damage to enemies, and his rage bar slowly decreases over time whenever he's not taking or dealing damage. If it is charged less than that first black line, his attacks will only deal 1,120 damage, which is a little bit less damage than Nita can do. If it's charged above the first black line, his castle icon will be halfway filled up, which increases his attack damage by 50%. With that one part of his castle, he has one rage charged up and he's able to deal 1,680 damage, which is a little less than Brock can deal with a single ammo. If his rage bar is charged up above the second black line, his castle icon gets completed, which increases his attack damage by another 50%. With 2 rage, which is signified by that full castle, he deals 2,240 damage with a single attack, which is just as much damage as Dynamite can do if both of his dynamite sticks hit an enemy. Now that is a lot of damage, especially because it looks like he can unload it super fast. Now Ash gets an additional buff whenever his rage bar completely fills up. When this happens, he gets a temporary speed boost. We don't know how long it lasts for, but from Brawl Talk, I did measure that it lasts at least 4 seconds and it might last longer. Now Danny said that he also gets stronger when his rage bar fills. I didn't see that in Brawl Talk, so maybe there's a different buff that I'm not seeing or that we didn't see, or maybe his mechanics have changed since they filmed Brawl Talk. For Ash's super, he throws out a box that spawns 5 rats where it lands. These look like robotic rats that explode on impact, which kind of makes sense because he does have an antenna on his head, so maybe that's how he controls them. They each only have 420 health and each deal 420 damage. I think this super is most like Tick's super because they will chase you down, but if you kill them before they get to you, then you won't have to worry about taking any damage at all. This means that single target brawlers like Bee or Piper are really going to struggle against this super, while splash brawlers like Nita or Ems won't be bothered by it hardly at all. If all 5 rats happen to hit you, you'll take 2,100 total damage, which is as much damage as Byron's super does, but 700 damage less than a Tick super. Now what we don't know about his super is if it will deal more damage if his rage is charged up. We saw it fired when he didn't have any rage, so there's a chance that it will actually deal even more damage than this once he's more raged. As for Ash's star power and gadget, we don't know for certain what they do. I believe that one of his star powers is hinted in this footage. In fact, I'm very convinced of it, whereas ammo bar actually goes yellow if he has full ammo. I watched through Brawl Talk frame by frame to see if I could figure out exactly what it does, and I have a good idea, but I'm actually not certain. What we do know is it is very obvious that he does not deal additional damage when it is charged all the way. It's also very obvious that he doesn't shield any damage once it's charged because he doesn't actually get a shield. So I think that actually has something to do with his rage mechanic. I believe that his star power is that when his ammo is charged all the way, he will charge more rage whenever he takes damage. Possibly also when he deals damage with that first ammo as well. As for his gadget, we have no idea. I would not be surprised at all if his gadget fully charges his rage meter whenever he activates it. There's a lot that we still don't know about Ash, like how fast his reload speed is or how easy it's going to be for him to charge up his super. Thankfully, Supercell will give me the developer build, so I'll get an early look at him and release a sneak peek on him as soon as they let me. We still have more information to cover in this video, but make sure you guys subscribe for that, and don't forget to use code Kairos in Brawl Stars Shop when you buy the Brawl Pass to help support my videos. And now let's talk about everything else coming in the update. Let's start with the new skins, and then we'll talk about how I think Showdown Plus is going to change the game. Princess Shelly is going to be the reward for buying the Brawl Pass. This is kind of a funny skin because Shelly definitely does not have a normal princess personality. It looks like her projectiles actually have little bows on them, and she's actually carrying around glass slippers. Ninja Ash is going to be the reward for the end of the Brawl Pass. It looks like he attacks with air slashes, and he doesn't actually look that stealthy to me because he's still a giant cube. I'm kind of excited to see what other animations come with the skin because usually the skin at the very end of the Brawl Pass is like super cool, and this one looks really cool. So So we'll see what happens. Now, Unicorn Knight Barley will be purchasable with gems. If I had to guess, he'll probably cost 149 gems, but we won't know for sure until a future sneak peek video. My personal favorite part of this skin is his dance. It is hilarious. And he actually throws mystical unicorn potions at his enemies. Now, Evil Queen Pam will cost gems as well. And I think she's going to cost 149 gems. We'll actually see though. She has a dragon companion with her, which was leaked by KairosTime in one of his videos. So that's interesting. And she actually uses this dragon to shoot fireballs at her enemies, which is pretty awesome. Now, Prince Sprout will cost gems, and if I had to guess, I think it will cost 79 gems. It looks like Supercell is actually going to be giving us 2 color options to purchase from, Emerald or Ruby. They are minor changes, they're just different colors, but you can buy whichever one you like. I think this skin is actually really cool because of its super, he literally grows castles on the ground and like puts them on the ground. Like, that's super cool, right? Now, next is El Dragon, which will cost gems, and if I had to guess, it'll be at 79 gems, and we'll also be able to choose between 2 different color variations for this skin. We'll have Verdoso, which Google Translate tells me it means greenish, or Rosado, which Google Translate tells me means pinkish. Wizard Byron will be this season's Power League skin and will cost 25 star points like the league skins always cost. However, the required wins is going from 50 wins down to 30 wins, which is so much better. You really gotta love Supercell when they listen to their community, which they pretty much do all the time. So that's awesome. Now, next we have Lunar Piper, which will be a limited time only skin around the Lunar New Year events. I'm guessing that she's gonna cost 149 gems. And this is honestly a very unique skin. It has a lot going on with it. Like, a lot of Supercell or Brawl Stars skins are very simple. They have a few different cool things to them, but this one has a lot of stuff going on, and I'm actually surprised at how much I like it. Like, it's borderline looking a little too messy, but it's just awesome. Then, of course, we have Handsome Colt, and this skin is odd. He's a bald colt, but he's wearing a Colt mask over his face, like he's trying to conceal his identity. And to make it even more sketchy, he's carrying a duffel bag full of money, and he's wielding golden pistols. This is really suspicious. I don't know how much he's going to cost, and he's definitely not the coolest skin, but at the same time, he is one of the weirdest, and that kind of makes him cool in and of it itself, right? I'm wondering if he's actually going to play some sort of role in the WKBRL. Maybe he's going to be a lore reveal, or maybe he was whoever stole the trophy in the Who Stole the Trophy lore and that side of the game, right? Because, you know, we got the Brawl Stars World Championship that's going to be happening on, and I don't know, maybe. Now let's talk about the kind of newest game mode coming to the game, and that is Showdown Plus, which is actually going to be exactly the same as Showdown, but you get additional trophies for kills. In the footage that we saw, each kill led to an additional trophy. That means that if you somehow kill everybody in a Showdown Plus match, you would get 9 additional trophies. And if you're around 500 trophies or like 600 trophies, that would be a total of 17 trophies, which is kind of insane. Now, we noticed on the end screen that the person also lost a trophy for dying. So they got second place, and because they did not get first, they lost a trophy, and that means that staying alive is even more important in this game mode. And I think this is going to have a very interesting impact on Showdown for 2 main reasons. First of all, I think Showdown Plus will have a very slightly different meta than normal Showdown, because it will actually favor brawlers who are good at getting lots of kills, while brawlers who struggle against really aggressive gameplay will be even less useful in this mode. And second, it should eliminate teaming in Showdown, which has progressively become more and more of an issue since the game's global launch, especially in high trophy matches. Supercell told us that they're testing this out as its own game mode throughout the whole season, and they'll actually use it to compare it to regular Showdown. This tells me 2 things. First of all, it will be a temporary game mode and may be removed. Second of all, it may actually become permanent and will possibly even replace solo Showdown someday. And it's all going to depend on the play rates between the 2 modes, and if it leads to any sort of trophy inflation that Supercell for some reason doesn't like. If Showdown Plus is significantly played more than Showdown and there's not an issue with trophy economy, then I could see this absolutely happening. If there's no change, I think the game mode will go away and we might see it reappear like every now and then, seasonally or something like that. And if it's played less than Solo Showdown, I think that Showdown Plus will probably disappear forever. Depending on what you guys want to have happen, you're gonna want to vote with your playtime and play whichever mode you think is going to be the most important. My guess is that quests for Showdown will be able to be done through both Showdown Plus or regular Showdown, but we'll see. The next big change coming to Brawl Stars isn't actually going to change for at least another 30 days, possibly longer. The size of clubs is going to be decreasing from 100 all the way down to 30 people. This is a huge change, and we don't exactly know why this is happening. We know that sometime in the future, they're going to be dropping some updates that will give clubs a bigger purpose and will bring club mates closer together. That is what they said, but that's all we know. People have been speculating about what club wars could look like for years, and I don't know how decreasing the size of clubs by so much would actually make it easier for Supercell to add club wars into the game. We don't even know if Club Wars is coming to the game, right? But I haven't had a whole bunch of time to think about this change exactly. So let me know if you would like me to do a full speculation video on it, because whether Supercell does Club Wars or does something else, this is going to change Brawl Stars forever, whether it's for better or for worse. Clap pins are now going to be animated, and we know that Buzz and Squeak are having their pins animated as well, and there might be even more brawlers that will have pins animated that currently are still. We're also getting new visual effects for Frank, DJ Frank, and Calavera Piper, and Supercell is giving a free mega box to everybody who updates Brawl Stars, which should be everybody that plays Brawl Stars. So I'm not sure why they're doing that, but if you're watching, Supercell, thank you. We appreciate that. Also, a big congrats on 10 million subscribers on YouTube. That's insane. Now, at the time of me recording this update is looking pretty normal. I mean, it's a little small, but that's to be expected because Supercell took a month off for their summer break since the last update. But the fact that this update is just normal is actually unexpected. It's not normal. It's weird. Last year, we had a big takeover in Brawl Talk with the investor video, and it doesn't look like anything like that happened in this Brawl Talk, and that surprises me because I have been expecting something. On the WKBRL channel banner, if you look at it on a television, you'll actually notice that it says that there's going to be a scheduled broadcast today, the day that Brawl Talk was released. I thought that this was going to happen during Brawl Talk, similar to what happened last year, but since nothing did happen, I think we can expect something big on the WKBRL channel. Also, Kairos Tim literally told us that we are going to be getting a trash brawler in this update. I theorized that we'd be getting some sort of a royal fantasy update, which is exactly what we got this update, and I theorized that we'd be getting a knight brawler. And Kairos Tim made a video response and said,
"He's not a knight, he's trash."
He said he's not a knight, he's trash. And it turns out that he's actually both, because he's a trash knight. He's the trash knight brawler, right? Which is evidence that Kairos Tim is not afraid to leak Brawl Stars update information. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I highly recommend watching the Brawl Theory video that I released yesterday, because a lot of things are happening behind the scenes when it comes to Brawl Stars lore, and it is very interesting. And I also think we're gonna get hints of it in this update because of the new castle courtyard environment. If you look at the left side of the map in Brawl Talk, you'll actually notice that one of the castle towers have toppled over. They've been destroyed. Like, it shouldn't be laying on its side, right? And then there's a big fire coming out of it. This is definitely not normal. So if nothing has happened yet, I think there will be something big going on the WKBRL live stream later today. Thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe for sneak peeks for this update. I'm going to be making them and releasing them as soon as Supercell lets me. And I would really appreciate you guys using code Kairos in the Brawl Stars shop, especially if you watch all of my update content, because you love my update content and you're here for my update content. Either way, guys, thanks for your support. Let me know in the comment section below if you think that the Trash Knight Brawler Ash is actually going to be good or maybe OP. I don't know. He looks pretty strong to me, but I've been wrong before. For now, this is KairosTime ticking by. We will see you in Brawl Stars.